Wow, that's a great question, and it's probably the most important thing to us about WC. Much like a church isn't a building, and we're so gratified by the Forward.Together campaign being wrapped up, and we're going to have a new building to come into next year, and we're all excited about that. But the thing we learned right out of the gate at WC was that WC has nothing to do with the building. It has everything to do with the teachers and the staff. And we have just been so heartened to watch how they interact with our children, how they invest in our children. And, we're just so thankful because you just can't get that in any old school. And, when we're talking about this, how we can start to give back and acknowledge the hard work and the devotion that they've put into our kids, we couldn't be more excited but to participate and support those teachers.
And along those same lines, it doesn't matter if it's someone in the office, if it is a nurse, a coach, anyone that is involved with Worthington Christian is a genuinely caring and sincere person, and that's what I appreciate. You know what you get when you talk to them. You know what their background is. You know that they're coming from a place of sincerity, and I just really appreciate that.
Well, most recently, it's been really interesting to watch through this just unbelievable time in our country's history, is just watching how those teachers continued to pray and invest in our kids. Mm-hmm. You can feel it. I mean, it's something really hard to describe. But the time that was spent, and just watching and reading the emails every Sunday night from Miss Burby, and knowing that she was taking tons and tons of time out of her weekend to just get our child's week started, and all the way up through the ranks from the football experience, which was virtual up until now, and just it wasn't just about lifting, it wasn't just about what they were getting accomplished. It was encouraging words. It was giving direction to our son about how he should be acting in the world when things are going on that are just a little bit crazy. And then one of our favorite experiences, I think, during this past sort of mess was having some of the boys over to our house to sing one last time before the end of the year in the barbershop quartet, and watching Mrs. Klepeek and just seeing how joyful she was by being able to work with these boys. I mean, that's just a gift you just don't get.
And she prayed over them, and just so many things. I know that through this time especially, the teachers don't just educate our kids, they educate us. I've learned a lot of technology skills thanks to the time that the teacher spent on training us how to upload an assignment, how to scan a document with our phones. Those little things, I'm receiving an education at the same time, and I know that they're just as excited about the new things that they're learning, and then they're passing those along to us. And to hear our high schooler in front of his computer during this time, doing his online learning and laughing at his teacher's lectures because they're still interacting. It brings a tear to my eye because I just am so appreciative of what they do.
So the thing that we appreciate the most, that's really the easiest question to answer. And that's that every one of the teachers and faculty are grounded in a relationship with Jesus, and they want to instill that in our kids. Watching that develop and just watching them just learn not only academically but spiritually from the faculty that come to WC, that's just second to none.
And I've said this before, but I come from a public school background, not only through my education, but also as a teacher. And I never realized the value of a Christian education until I experienced it as a parent. Because sending my kids off to school each day, I have a sense of peace that I trust the people that are interacting with my children. I trust the values that they are going to work on instilling in them, because they are the values that we hold dear as well, those biblical truths. And we're coming from, we start from a same place where Jesus is first. And that changes all interaction with the kids. And I also really appreciate the fact that they have taught my kids that school is not only gaining information, acquiring knowledge, but school is learning to step by step become the person that God created you to be. Those teachers and those staff members are just as excited to see my kids make strides in their personal growth, in their relationship with Jesus, as they are about them getting 100%, or really nailing it on a question that they've been working on in a paper. They're cheering on the sidelines. They're cheering through their emails. They are encouraging us as parents, letting us know what's going on behind the scenes. And that is just something that you cannot put a price tag on. These teachers, these staff members, the faculty inside the buildings and outside the buildings pour so much of their hearts and souls into the families and into the kids. And yeah, that's just something that's priceless.